What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 6 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, Kroq, in completing a quest battle, acquired his signature weapon, and the revered Spear of Tarantula. We get a very strong bonus for Kroq himself, including magical attacks and a discouraged contact effect, in addition to a very welcome +2 control for all provinces, which frankly we do need, as public order problems do still exist. Otherwise, we ended the episode off with the Siege of Libaras and the last stronghold and capital of the Court of Libaras. Go figure, right? And that'll be the goal for the start of this episode, but ultimately the goal will be to take the Crater of the Walking Dead in its entirety, which will mean ending up at Lamia. We're going to fight this battle at Libaras, I think, manually, because, well, I mean, let's see here. Well, they do have some sepulchral stalkers. This may be the last we've seen of the Tomb Kings for a while, and it is their capital. Even though this feels like it probably wouldn't be that difficult of a battle, but nonetheless, let's fight it cinematically. And give them their due, since it's their destruction. Plus, we gotta fight it anyway just to try to avoid casualties, because we need to hit Lamia, probably in a siege, which will mean we probably want full HP. Also, we do want to try... Wait, actually, we do want to try out the Devastating Flanker. See how that works out for some of our units here as well, so that should be a fun time, especially for the Chameleon Stalkers. Let's see if they, let's see how well they do here. Alright, here we go. Should be a pretty easy little fight, but hey, let's see Khalid's faction off with a proper one. On top of that, if we... oh wow, the horned one looks quite nice with all that armor. If we suffer minimal casualties in this fight, that means we can enjoy ourselves more during the Siege of Lamia, so and should keep that in mind as well. Plus, maybe we can get a nice fight between the Kroxis and, say, either Sepulchral Stalkers or with Ushabti. Some monstrous infantry action. I'll try to make it happen. Anyway, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. We are going to wait for our reinforcements to join, and man, look at all of our various types of chameleon skinks are ready to go. We got 3 on each side, or 2 stalkers, or 2 skinks and 1 stalkers, and they're going to be joined by the reinforcements of another unit. So a very significant amount of the chameleons getting ready to hit the enemy in the side. Plus, we now have a third mounted source. There we go. Alright, they booking it real quick. Looks like Kroq is actually a little bit faster than the rest of them are. Let's see, he's got 75 speed and they've got 65 speed. Ah, I see. His base damage is at 826, which is pretty decent due to the Spear of Talaxla, or Tarantula rather. Bolstered attack is being offered by who here, incidentally? Wait, is it Kroq doing it himself? Oh yeah, he's doing it himself. Okay, I'm glad that it affects him as well. The range is pretty good. Our Blessed Kroxis offer this ability as well, although in, let's see, 40 range. Wait, what is your range at? This is also 40 range. Yeah, okay, so it's actually... Oh, this... I thought the bigger circle was the range. No, it's a little range, but that's okay. It's a good reason to have the extra Blessed Kroxis to offer more of the bolstered attack to more of our units. Anyway, about to move in. Just gonna put the chameleons into position where they need to go. And here we go. Kroq and his perfect spawn are going to move in just to try to find a target. And it looks like the enemy wants to play as well, so that's fine by us. And there we go. I'm gonna bring down the first of the Necro Serpents there, and then looks like another one will fall as well. So the first blood, quote-unquote, goes to us, even if it is a construct. First dust goes to us, I don't know. fine marble dust from the constructs there. Well, these guys should be able to handle the Sepulchral Stalkers pretty okay. Granted, I'm sure they'll take a little bit of damage because the latter are anti-large, but shouldn't be anything too difficult. In the meantime, we've got our chameleons moving in on this side, in particular the Nehekar Horsemen, and charging our chameleon stalkers, but us allowing this to happen, mostly because we do have sufficient units moving in and we should be able to damage the horses fairly significantly. That said, the second unit of horsemen is going to hurt these guys a little bit, even as they do take damage from all 3 units of chameleon skinks by hitting them in the back. Over on this side, the same exact thing is happening, though it looks like the skeleton horse archers were destroyed extremely quickly by the chameleon stalkers in combination with the skinks, as unlike the Nehekar horsemen, they're going to be a lot more fragile. The rest of our army is moving in, and we're going to add a little bit of support from our Pterodon riders as well as our magics, but we'll wait to properly cast and do stuff until the rest of the army is in. Let's watch the chameleon stalkers continuing the fight here. More so because we can't actually see what's going on with Kroq-Gar and the rest of the source for now. They're just too surrounded at this point. And how's that rest of our army looking? They're nearly there. In fact, we're charging in now with our stag. There we go, getting some support from both the Javelineers as well as the Fire Leech Bowlers. The Necro Serpents do still stand, but I imagine not for long. Crocky still fighting back to back with his 2 perfect spawn there, and about to be 3 perfect spawn as the last of them joins the fray as well. I don't know where he is, but he's somewhere in here. And there we go. This is the main portion of the enemy, and they're in very bad shape. They're all crumbling away. Looks like Kroq-Gar is a little bit hurt, though, but I'm sure we'll heal up without too much trouble. Over on this side, it looks like the enemy's artillery is basically done. Their archers are done, their skeleton horses are done, and damn, and this certainly did turn out to be a quick battle. But here we go. Here comes some Ushabti to make it just a little bit longer. Enemy spawning them on top of our chameleon skinks, which is obviously very dangerous to the little guys. And I guess this is the situation where we would want the blessing that gives us regeneration and a ward save. In those rare situations where these guys actually get attacked and are forced into melee, though they don't want to be. We're going to get them the heck out of there, and like I said, we're going to try to get the Croxies to immediately charge the Ushabti. Have a little bit of combat with those. Damn, the Croxies make the Ushabti look small. Alright, I love how the Croxies swing their halberds or whatever those weapons are called. Well, this one looks like it's using some kind of maul, but I love how they swing them relatively slowly. They certainly put the weight behind that swing. It does make it look nice because it doesn't look like the weapon is weightless. And there we go, looks like the Ushabti are in trouble now, about to crumble away. A few more swings from the Croxies, and they should be good. Of course, the chameleon skinks are also hitting the Ushabti in the back with blow darts. Though I do imagine it's more like, I don't know, little tiny hailstones pinging off a windshield or something, or like on a tin roof or something, as the blow darts wouldn't be able to penetrate the constructs. Anyway, there we go. Just like that, the battle ends. It looks like the enemy lord was still in the enemy in the middle of our formation here, but probably mostly because it was just constantly being knocked around, both by the Croxies and by our larger entities. A decisive victory, minimal casualties, though I think that 1 unit of chameleon skinks that got hit by the Ushabti and those stalkers that got hit by the horsemen did take a bit of damage. I don't see any problem healing it up. Alright, there we go. Tiny bit of damage, probably an unnecessary battle, and all the damage that we did take was mostly due to me being impatient. Didn't have to charge the Chameleon Stalkers in and to fight the Nehekara Horsemen where they took their damage, but it was fun watching them do so. And while it was inescapable getting damage to these Chameleon Skinks because they got hit by an Ushabti summon on top, but otherwise it's fine. Still missing that regeneration on Kroq-Gar though. He really needs it. I wonder if the Lizardmen have access to a banner that provides regeneration. That would just be swell. Kroq-Gar got attack-minded, and leadership when fighting Tomb Kings for both of these guys, and enemy leadership reduction for Kroq, which is nice. A biting blade for Chameleon, which isn't really anything, but, well, I guess. And Kinkarus, you are moving to what? Probably attack us here, huh? I wonder if he's gonna try to siege. Kroq-Gar, how damaged are you? You're not all that damaged, and you're probably gonna move here before you can hit Lamia. Yeah, you can't hit Lamia in one turn. So we could put you here, you'll heal a little bit less, but it's not like you really need the healing. Then we'll go in camp stance right here, and we'll be basically full HP, at which point we'll hit Lamia. Then we will put Chameleon, or rather, no, we'll put Kroq-Gar into Libaras, like so, and Chameleon, you can go into your stance as well. Mostly so that if Libaras gets sieged, attacked by this guy, but sieged so that it isn't Kroq-Gar taking attrition, because obviously that's not what we want. You also have the spawn pools of the Braves, but I like it more in our current territory back here, or rather back here, because it is where our Mystic Fern Grove is reducing the recruitment cost for the Skinks anyway, so and there's no need for another one of these buildings, at least not a tier 2, because it won't provide us the ability to recruit Kroq-Gars. Otherwise, let's check out what we've got in terms of level ups. You have your Foe Seeker, so I guess we're moving towards Commence the Massacre. Ferocity of the Age helps everybody, it's just a very small upgrade, but yeah, I think we go for Ferocity of the Age, or of Age rather, for now. And then into Commence the Massacre, and then into Revered Leader as soon as we start getting Kroq-Gar in this army, which will be in what? I want to say 6 turns or so. We got 3 turns until the Golden Tower is ready for tier 2 upgrade. I guess we could non-collect the income for a bit, but you know, we do kind of need it right now. Otherwise, it looks good to me. Alrighty. Looks like that's an end turn. Let's see if we can take Lamia before Thorek does, and if we can't, we'll do the trade as planned. Skip, and what do we have in terms of rights? 4 turns until the Rights of Ferocity is back up. That's great. We want all that extra research. I really need those early game Tablet of Order research bits. Stoicism and spawning are really going to help us out. Alright, let's end the turn. Should double check though whether Kroq-Gar maybe can reach Lamia in one turn. He can move extremely far with his talisman there. You are going to attack by yourself, buddy, but that's fine. We got a free alignment for it. I don't imagine anybody got too hurt. And I take it he got destroyed. Well, actually, he's not destroyed. Huh, go figure. Okay, we'll just send Chameleon or Kroq-Gar, probably Kroq-Gar after him. Or actually, wait, no, if we send Kroq-Gar by himself, Kronos will probably try, he'll probably get hurt trying it. Because auto-resolve. Ooh, Clan Moors popped the Scheme of Doom, hopefully not moving towards us with that. I would prefer that, to avoid that. Defeat Kinkarus, get a free money and Battle Masters? Oh, why not? Kroq-Gar, you are going to go into encamp stance, assuming that you cannot reach. And reach you cannot, alright, well. A shame, but it is what it is. Encamp and stance will indeed heal us, although maybe we actually want channeling stance. Our Winds of Magic are quite problematic right now. And honestly, the tiny extra little bit of HP probably won't make enough of a difference for us to care. Lamia, at least, is not undefended, which means we'll be heading up there shortly. What does the Eastern Bazaar do? Upkeep reduction in province. You know, I do like that. Usually this is relatively useless for province, but if we are to hold Lamia as a fortress against anything that comes southward out of the mountains, that looks pretty good. Alright, Well, Chameleon, please take this guy out right here. And out of resolve, probably should have leached XP a little bit with the other guy, but it's okay. Ooh, we got a Talisman of Endurance out of it, though. Very nice. And with that, the Court of Libaras falls, got a free little bit of cash, and Battle Masters, which will come in, I'm sure, at least somewhat handy the next turn. You, I wonder how far you can move. Guess I'll put you into march stance right here, Chameleon. Kanoskir, I guess you can move up as well. There's nothing damaged here right now. Do we get this right now, or do we go for the Skink Favelas? For more money. I mean, technically we do want and need both. This will help us trade. Let's do this first. At the cost of a little bit of cash. And then you can go into Astromancy and then move up as well. All of you will be moving out, of course. There we go. And Kroq-Gar. I was about to say, let's give you the Talisman of Endurance, but alas, I don't think we can. Not at the cost of the Medallion of Uxmak, it's just too useful. Maybe at some point there will be a time when Kroq has so much movement buff, or buffs rather, that he does not need it. But for now, he absolutely does. Alrighty, what else do we got in terms of building? The Golden Pass. Nearly ready for the Golden Tower to upgrade, and we will need the money for that, so we'll hold on to it. We have the Serpent Coast. Tempted to get the insect breeding farm, but honestly, another 10 growth probably isn't worth spending 900 gold on. Even if it is temporary. We just plain have better things to spend it on. Alrighty. Well, let's ignore that for now. Devil's Backbone. Yeah, we can keep collecting the income here because we're probably going to trade it away. There's no need to hold on to it. I really want Caverns of Sotek, though. What do you want for this? Defensive Alliance, eh? Minus 24, ugh. Ugh. If he loses his main armies, then maybe we can get the Caverns of Sotek by doing a defensive alliance, because he'll want it a lot more. He doesn't like our strategic threat, but really not by much, so it's not a big deal. Let's also double check the rest of the diplomacy here. Looks like Alberic de Bordelot is at war with Itza, and we want to confederate Gorok.
You called?
So we're not going to do anything about that.
Defender of truth.
And we got Defensive Alliance, and that's it. Alright, no Diplo this time. Man, I really wish the natural decline wasn't so fast. Really want to get that other upgrade for our other chameleon skinks. But anyway, with nothing to do, that's another quick end turn, and we march upon Lamia. I'm excited for this siege. Knights of Caledor. Oh, well, well, well. Wow, sudden trade agreement is sudden. Why not? There's no need to fight them right now. We may fight them at some point, but I don't see the need right now, so let's do that. We're probably going to be fighting a lot of the same enemies, and besides, we do want to move into the middle of the territory of Nehekara. We do need to take out the Drakenhof Conclave and the Exiles of Khorne. And Arkan, technically, as well, though he's a little bit further away. Plus, we'll get more bonus relationship with Talakwa out of that. Ooh, hello. What? The Drakenhof Conclave has been destroyed? Wow, that was unexpected, I gotta say. I mean, I know they're in a tough position, but, wow. Interesting. Very interesting. I really wasn't expecting that.
You may look upon me.
Yeah, Knights of Caledor, that's fine. You keep giving us money for trade. What did that change in terms of diplomacy? Not that much. Wait, who's Talakwa fighting now? Just the followers of Khorne, eh? We need to make them weaker. How about joining the war against the Exiles of Khorne? For 3.5k? That's a little bit steep, guy. Come on. Rosetra. Ooh. This is about to upgrade to tier 3. No, you know what? We're gonna wait a turn. I'd rather take it at tier 2 rather than tier 1. Let's upgrade you. It's worth it for a turn. It'll save us like 4,000 money in upgrading it. And several turns on top of that. You can keep channeling. The ones of magic weren't so problematic here, but it's not a big deal. Wait. What if you raid? Wait, lizards can't raid, can they? No. Alrighty, well then just channel, buddy. And just channel. Astromancy stance will give us ambush defense chance, Vanguard deployment, campaign line of sight, chance of intercepting. Would be nice if this gave you like an extra 10% research or something along those lines. And damn those declining alignments. Ugh. Alright, you channel, you channel. Not that either of you need it right now, mind you, but just because. Hey man, why is this place still on fire? Thorek, you better not attack Lamia next turn, or I'm going to be upsetty spaghetti. Alright, well, if we're waiting a turn, I guess we're waiting a turn. At the very least, we can upgrade the Golden Tower next. You're already reducing the construction cost. Yes, yes, good. And, wait, one other thing. Gotta keep an eye out on you. You are a perfect spawn, after all. I want you to disappear. When he goes up here, we're gonna summon him as well. And just to add him to the roster, not necessarily to use him right now. Anyway, Lord not moved, unassigned skill points, building upgrade available. I guess not. Hopefully the army of Lamia doesn't move away. I'd be disappointed mostly because I want a better siege out of it, but we'll see. It does look like Reinhardt here is recruiting, so maybe they'll wait for it. Come on, don't you move. Or if he does move, at least move towards us, so that we can attack in the field. Okay, his little army moved, but that's fine. Alright, there we go. Sequence of spawning growth bonus, and hello. What do we have here? Research rate plus 10. Raise or sack the following number of settlements. 4. Man, now we have 2 quests for items that give us a... that give us a reward for raising or sacking. We need to pick a place to raise or sack, essentially. Maybe the Exiles territories. Maybe we go through the Clan Morse territories, though they are fighting the Exiles, funnily enough. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. They're usually allied. But yeah, a lot of factions will like us for fighting Moors, so I don't see why we wouldn't do that. Lamia now up at tier 3. Let's also get that spice trading post. I guess we could reduce it by 100 gold. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Kroq-Gar. Time to declare war. Lamia is currently fighting the Ironbrow's expedition. Let's see what they'll give us for that. We will join your war.
Make it snappy, I've got work
against the
to
Silver
do.
Host. Will you join our war against the followers of Nagash? You will not. Alrighty, you will do defensive alliance, but I feel like I'd rather have the money.
Oathbound.
Like so. We can do defensive alliance when we give them the settlement. Let's also upgrade the Golden Tower and get access to those Saurus fast as we can. Let's also get that sequence of not coexistence but stoicism to get the extra control. Alrighty, anything else? Golden Pass, you are looking good for now. We don't care about anything else here. Kingdom of the Beasts, or of Beasts rather. Temple of Skulls will get an upgrade next turn. Alright, time for another siege. This should be pretty fun. Let's get you leveled up before we do so. Maybe another point in scouting. Kroq-Gar, you're going to strike. And let's see what we got here. Well, the garrison isn't all that problematic. There was a full stack, but it's mostly skeletons. We do have to be wary because we can't tear the towers down, but I don't think we want to wait any further turns, so... I'm gonna move you up. We're gonna move you up. And everybody's gonna attack together. I guess we could level you two up as well. Ooh, although... we don't necessarily know what we're gonna put points into in these particular armies. So maybe there is a good reason to save the points. Granted, we could start making them stronger fighters instead, if we really wanted to. You can at least have Root Marcher, Inspiring Presence, and Obedience brings victory. Predatory Fighter probably doesn't offer enough of a value right now. Yeah, let's just hold off on that. Let's just hold off on that, Kroq-Gar. Time for another siege. Close victory, apparently. We will, of course, have to watch out for the enemy towers doing a lot of damage, but otherwise, not super concerning. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. I'm excited for this one, mostly because I decided to have a little bit of fun with the enemy. Not that all the battles aren't fun, mind you, but a little bit of, let's say, unnecessary, yet completely necessary fun. In the sense that, yes, we could make this battle very easy for ourselves. The enemy has no bats, and towers aren't really a threat to the flyers because they can knock them down extremely quickly. Instead, what we should, in theory, do to maximize our effectiveness here is send in the Pterodon Riders by themselves while Kroq-Gar and the bigger units work on the gate, and just have the aerial units obliterate the enemy Graveguard and damage any skeleton warriors that they can. Just because the enemy has absolutely no recourse. They can't do anything about this. We could waste all of our ammunition, kind of like an artillery bombardment. I decided not to do that, however, because we can get a lot more fun by taking the walls instead, so we're going to send our spears up there. Granted, they're going to have to fight Graveguard with all their armor, and the great weapons will do pretty good damage to our Saurus spears, but I think we should enjoy the battle for the walls a lot more doing so. And of course we'll send in the dinos through the gate nonetheless. Though it would be ideal to just use the dinos. And it's not like we're going to stop the Fire Leech Bolas from firing. They're still going to fire in here. They're just not going to prep the place completely. Alrighty, going to get a Wind Blast coming in. There we go, knocking out a few of those Skeleton Warriors just at the range of the Wind Blast as we are behind the gate, however. I'm going to soften up the targets on the walls a little bit for the Saurus as they climb, however, just in case, as they will still take damage, and we don't want them to die. We just want them to have a nice fight. There we go. You gotta love those Fire Leech Bolas. This is why I wanted to build a third one, but we didn't have either the time or the money last time. Not to worry, I'm sure we will build more in another army. In fact, we will be needing to transfer a lot of Kroq-Gar's units over time to a secondary army. So that army should have its own Fire Leech Bolas to support it. And there we go, finally our Saurus have made it up on the walls and are going to start fighting the Graveguard with great weapons. Looks like a few have already been knocked down, and by a few I mean of our Saurus, so we do have to keep that in mind. They do still have support from the Fire Leech Bolas, however, and we are going to pop that Harmonic Convergence upgraded on them, because we will continue bombarding this place with the Fire Leech Bolas, and they could very well damage our own units. Looks like the gate has not quite broken through, but the enemy has opened it up and is charging forward. Doesn't seem like the brightest idea, A, because they don't really stand a chance against our monstrous units here, or Kroq-Gar for that matter. And on top of that, blobbing up around the gate when Fire Leech Bolas are applying their splash damage to you may not be a bright move either. Although the explosions will be bright, so there you go. Alrighty, and the Saurus now fighting for the walls. Like I said, completely necessary. And getting a little bit of support from those Fire Leech Bolas will probably take a few hits to our own units due to the splash damage. However, with the Harmonic Convergence upgraded, it shouldn't be all that bad. And there we go, and they are shooting him in the back after all as well. And we also have our Blessed units climbing up as well. They will be fighting more enemies as they try to react to this. There we go. Moving up on those walls now. This is what I wanted. This is everything I wanted. This comes from me being disappointed we didn't get to fight Khalidah's main stack because she was destroyed by Thorak. So at least we can enjoy these guys at Lamia, which should frankly have been hers, I'm sure. Alrighty, it looks like the enemy Lord has also moved up here to fight some of our Saurus, or at least to help out with killing our Saurus, so that's a little bit of a problem because we don't really have anybody that can help up here. The enemy's also activated the Fort Tower by the looks of it, which can fire on top of the walls, so we do have to be concerned. We are going to send Kanoskir, our Saurus Old Blood, up the ladders, though, to try to help out against the Vampire Lord, and we've also broken through the gate at this time, so that we should be able to get a decent amount of mileage out of it. We're also going to use our flyers on the walls, not so much to stay up there and fight, because these are fire leech bolas, they're not very good at it, but rather to charge the enemy and use our mass, as we can see, to knock like 20 or 30 units off those walls immediately, and then we can move away immediately as well. It's a pretty effective maneuver, and you can use it to repeatedly cycle charge the enemy. In my own Draika campaign, I do this with the Hawk Riders quite a bit, so I've gotten quite fond of the tactic. Especially since the Hawk Riders are just so fragile. Alrighty, it looks like these guys have a little bit too much mass and are a little bit too resistant here. They're not close enough to the edge to fly off, but we can always get the Fire Leech bolas back and try charging from the other side and knock them down here instead. For now, though, we'll back off and we'll allow our units to keep fighting. Gonna get a few more shots into the blob up here, and it does look like our blessed spawning here is fighting quite a lot of enemy. That said, they're quite strong and they shouldn't have too much trouble with this. Especially as there are no Graveguard here, it's all Skeleton Warriors and Zombies. Ooh, that shot knocking a few of our own units around. Let's check back on what's going on down here. There's a massive pile of enemies trying to hold off our Kroxies, as well as our Kroki and our perfect spawn. But once again, the enemy's committed far too many of its Graveguard to the walls, and we can damage them pretty heavily with our flyers as well. So the skeletons aren't really all that much of a threat. Renown's Thunderbolt gonna come down right in the middle of the formation there, and it does look like a lot of the enemy are starting to crumble away. And the enemy lord's still fighting up here, though not for long, as Kanos Kyr arrives to get a little bit of a duel going. Especially as the lord is ripping some Saurus apart, and our own lord can't have that. And there we go. Come back here. Stop chasing after the Saurus and duel Kanos Kyr. Hey. There we go. Finally willing to fight. Although that damn tower is still attacking us. It should switch soon. Well, let's hope. Alright, the Saurus are out, and now it's time for these two to have a little bit of a duel up here. Kroki can't duel up here because he can't get up here due to his Horned One mount, but... trying to get the camera so it doesn't keep flipping through the wall. There we go. Or the floor, rather. There we go, and in vengeance for the Saurus cut down, Kanos Kyr takes out the enemy lord, and with the fall of the enemy lord, the rest of the enemy skeletons that remain start to dissipate or to crumble away. Another one of our perfect spawn, ripping apart some zombies up here. Looks like these walls have also been taken by the blessed spawning, and though our units of Saurus did get pretty badly beat up on the walls, they did survive. It wouldn't have been a big deal if they died either, because we are going to replace them with Saurus with shield and spear anyway, because we do want them shielded. They're a little bit too vulnerable to range fire at the current time. Though once we get the Legion of Chakwa with their missile resistor, that should help as well. Alrighty, last of the enemy units. And with that, Lamia should fall. Beautiful. Well done, everybody. Ooh, Kroq-Gar's actually found a necromancer who was sitting down here, not really contributing to the fight. But hey, he can add his blood sacrifice to Sotek. Sotek for the skinks, anyway. And there we go. No enemy units remain that are fighting down here. A couple skeleton warriors are still there, but they will start crumbling properly as soon as we get near them. One more charge for Kroki, though. Alright, well, he's not winning the skeleton punting contest, at least not yet. We'll see how well he punts them once he's on Grimlock. Get a few more nice action shots of him fighting here, though. And gotta enjoy this while we can, because he is not going to be on that Horned One for long, and he looks damn good on the Horned One, I gotta admit. Almost makes me tempted to keep him, but Grimlock's too adorable, and we gotta get Grimlock in there as well. I just really like the armor on the Horned Ones. And there we go, that should be the last of these skeletons, and we can just speed it up. These guys will crumble away before we get there. Or at least they should. Yeah, there we go. Come on. You're almost done. And there we are. Decisive victory for us. Lamia falls, and this very rich province now fully secured. Alrighty, not too bad. Sorry for the extra little bit delay. I kind of choked on my water there while the map was loading back up. Anyway, we had some fun there. Once again, we certainly didn't need to do the battle this way, but I feel like we're far enough from enemies so that we're not super concerned, and I just enjoy watching the battles of this game far too much to min-max them all the time. This is why we didn't take casualties in Libaras, so that we can enjoy ourselves here. Alrighty, and we are going to occupy the place. I'd love to loot and occupy for the healing, but there's no need. We did wait for a turn here as well, after all. And there we go. And with that, hey, we got a Dawnstone. Nice. And an armor of silvered steel, and another hibernation attendant, and another hibernation attendant. Ranked up in province with low control. Ooh, and we got the Legion of Chakwa. We've been waiting on that one. Whoa! That's unexpected. I was not expecting to see Scarby right now, but that'll be something that we get to do next episode. Man, I guess he's gonna go for us. I wouldn't be surprised. What's the likelihood that he sieges? We should leave the settlement, shouldn't we? I feel like we should. I mean, I suppose he might run, but, we could screw over our vigor a little bit, but... Nah, we'll just stay in battle march stance. Oh man, it's gonna cost us an extra 400 gold per turn. I'd rather not risk getting sieged. Although I suppose we could... Nah, we want him to attack Kroq-Gar specifically, not somebody else here. So, Chameleon, we're gonna pop you into the settlement. Into this... Oh, you're out of movement range. Alright, fine. Kanos Kir, we're gonna pop you into the settlement. Yes? Okay, you're both unable to reach the settlement, fine. Is it because I put you in the stance? It's because I put you in the stance. Alrighty, fine. Go to Astromancy. And then you can stay. Well, I actually could have kept you in camp stance. But anyway, Crate of the Walking Dead is ours. Alright, if I knew Scarbrand was right here, I probably wouldn't have done the battle that way. Ah, well, it's too late now. We do need more alignments after all, because one per turn is just so much. Granted, in the late game it probably won't matter because we'll be having a lot of battles, but right now it's very significant. We do also have neutralized chaos, so that'll help us against these guys. And you know what? Let's get the Blessing of Quetzal. Source infantry reduction, not super valuable right now, but the extra weapon strength is, and we will be getting Source sooner rather than later. In terms of what else we have to do right now, we are going to... Let's see, yes, Lamia. So let's immediately go for the construction cost reduction. We'll be building a bunch of stuff here. We don't need the spawn pools of the Chosen here as yet. We can start on the gem mine shaft, however, as it is reasonably cheap. Rocky. Well, let's level you up as well. Let's prepare for what we're doing. Yes, we got Commence the Massacre as well. Very nice. Getting closer to that Carnosaur on all of you, and Grimlock for you as well. You. Now, we're still going to hold on to those points until we decide what to do with your army, and then I guess the same thing goes for you. But I do want more hibernation attendants for Kroq, so you have one. And what about you? You do not have one. Alright, ancillaries, let's take one away from Chameleon, I guess. Alright, and you can't use Great Plan Archivists, can you? Also, we did get a decent amount of extra items. Glittering Scales, still probably better than the Armor of Silvered Steel on you, I would think. And we're definitely not swapping out anything else. We really need a potion of healing, or at least a potion of toughness, available on Kroq. Twould be swell. Alright, well, I think we are prepared, at least to some degree. We also need to pay attention to these guys and trade them the Granite Massif, but I think we'll do that next time. Oh, they're willing to give us 4.2k. And oh, I didn't realize there's a tiny little remnant of an army here. Hopefully they can't take Libaras. Watch them raise dead and take Libaras away. They can't take Lamia.
Never.
I assume he can raise dead. Would he be able to take it though? There are some Croxies in there which could probably kill the Lord. I'm just wondering whether I should bother raising the... Ooh, he's gonna disappear soon. We probably should get him on the field. Just so that he doesn't disappear. It's 2,000 gold. But we can start moving him down to the Golden Tower anyway, as I do think we'll be needing to protect it from somebody. Not the Drakenhof Conclave, apparently, but I'm sure somebody. Alrighty, just in case, let's do this. You are gonna get summoned. Isoko Rismate. Let's get you here. There we go. And another perfect spawn and joins our ranks. I'm loving all these perfect spawn that we're getting. Can't wait for them all to be on Kroq-Gar, or on Kroq. I'm just imagining now Kroq-Gar riding Nakai instead of Grimlock. And yes, that's the way I chose to phrase that. Slaneshi giggle and all. Anyway, I guess this is where we're going to end the episode. As soon as we end the turn, Skarbrand will either attack or something will happen. You know what? Let's end the turn. Let's end the turn. Just to see. No, he's gonna run. Oh, Scarby. Come on. What a wuss. Alright, well, we're going. We're gonna hunt him down. You want a defensive alliance, not as much as we'd like to as yet. But that's fine. It looks like we're going on a Skarbrand hunt. I was hoping to end the turn off with him having attacked, and I guess Thoric wants to chase him down as well. Maybe there is a reason for him to attack. Maybe what I should have done is moved Chameleon away or something. Ah, he is going to attack this, but he isn't going to raise dead. A shame for you. Let us get the bonus research. A little bit, and we are at 10 alignments. Hopefully it doesn't go immediately down to 9. Of course it will go down immediately to 9. Oh, damn. I wish the alignment decay in the early game was not so high. Well, that's not great. Unhappy populace in Libaras. At least it's not all provinces, but yeah. And oh, we can attack him again. And that will give us the alignment we need. Before it decays again. Glyph necklace, lovely. And you can have more exterminate. I know you like that sort of thing. There we go. And you do not need this buff, at least. The glyph necklace, I mean. At least not right now. You know, well, Kroq-Gar can't use it, unfortunately. Alrighty, well, with that, I believe we are now ready to call the episode. We are going to move Isoko Rismate to the Golden Tower to defend it, but next episode, we will be trying to hunt Skarbrand down. On the way to hunt him down, we will be attacking Misty Mountain, probably the headquarters of Clan Moors, and sacking anything we come across, because we now have 2 quests for 2 items, both of which require raising and sacking, and we don't necessarily need these mountain provinces. At least not right now. Hopefully Skarbrand will actually be willing to join battle, and what we might actually try to do is maybe try an ambush, maybe bait him into attacking Chameleon or something. I'm just a little bit concerned that he's going to try to run from Thoric. Wow, Thoric, what are you doing? Look at all these Thunderers and Grudge Rakers. He's supposed to be Quarreler Man. What happened, Quarreler Man? You buff them so much that they're insane. They become like, they get like 200 missile strength, or at least they used to, and he's using Thunderers instead. You're supposed to be a traditionalist, Thoric. Always funny to see the AI behave in that manner. Anyway, calling it here. Next time we hunt Scarby, but otherwise try to sack some Clan Moors territories. Continue building up our empire, of course, with the money that we've got, and the extra research that we've got as well. And hopefully advance into new wars and start building up our second army shortly as well, as we will be wanting to transfer all the extra skinks to another army while Kroq-Gar fills up his own army with Saurus as soon as the building is up. Alrighty, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. More lizards to come. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.